afternoon, everyone. Today is going to be several journal flip-throughs. I had a special request to do a flip-through of journals that would showcase what I've been up to privately, as well as since my last journal flip-through. So you're going to get to see some journal pages today that have never seen the light of day. So they were my first ones done in May of this year. And so you're going to get to see my journey from the very beginning. Now I've already done a flip through of my main journal, which you can find the video on. So this is going to pick up where it left off as well. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. This particular page is out of my new sketchbook that I received as a Secret Santa gift. And this is a page I did with the books Maremi's Small Art. This one is called Memories. And so it's the last one that I did. There is a video on this one, so you can see me build it. So that's the latest. This one is going to be the one that I started way back in May of this year. This particular page was done on May 25th. So 1 week before I started my YouTube channel. So this is what I was working on. I had limited materials, but decided to make the most of them. And this is the second one. So I was starting to play with washi tapes, papers, stickers, inks. This one has some natural twigs in it that I found. So this is me beginning my journey. Figuring out what worked, what could be improved upon. So these were in the week leading up to my first YouTube channel, or first YouTube video. My first channel as well, but you know what I'm saying. So that was the first week before I started filming. This particular one is my private journal, where I journal to de-stress, and none of these have ever been filmed. So these particular pages were done over hours, listening to podcasts, things like that. So this is the first page. And since my journals are smaller, I'm going to go ahead and bring you down so you can see them better. So that was the opening page that I created. So these are all journals that I do to de-stress, to play with techniques and placement, things like that. And I gather my materials and play for just hours. So these are not pages that take me 45 minutes like a normal video would, or even an hour and a half. They take much longer because I go through all my materials. I look for materials I haven't used, ones that are not my favorites, and figure out how to incorporate them and make a beautiful page. So none of these have ever been filmed. These are just my private play pages. This one was one of my favorites. And as you can see, it is so colorful. So if you are interested in watching me create a page from start to finish, even if it is a couple of hours long, let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to indulge. This one had lots and lots of layering. So sometimes I will journal just to de-stress or to calm my mind from a busy day. I'll use materials I haven't used that have been hanging around, or materials I'm not quite sure how I want to incorporate. I'll use scraps, bits and bobs, things like that. So that's the last one of these, as you can see. So this journal is strictly for my private de-stressing. This next one is my big journal, which you have seen me film. This page, I'm not sure if I've ever shown it, but it is my opening page, because I did not do a video on it. So this too was a private creation. And I'm going to move you back up because this is a big boy. So these journal pages have been filmed. This is one I did with Martez Books, Remy's Small Art. This was Flower Factory, and it was filmed. This wasn't originally a fan. I created the fan by cutting into it, making it look like it had propellers. This is one I did privately. It's where I began to notice that I needed some private journaling to work out techniques, to work on subject matter, to play, to see how things reacted, and to use some things that were just a little bit oddball, some scraps, some bits and pieces. This one was filmed as well. It's the first time that I use washi tapes in an extensive matter, where if you look closely, some of these washi tapes are 3 tapes on top of each other. And I did so with these for specific effect. So some of these are doubled, And some of these are actually tripled. And you can layer your washi tapes one on top of another. And I actually accomplished 3. Because I have 3 sizes, it was easy to accomplish because of the different sizes. This one is called The Portal, and it is also with Maremi Small Art Books. There is a video on this one. There's a video on this previous one as well. Here's another one for Maremi Small Art Books. This one is called Flowers from Heaven. This one also has a video. It's called Blue Rose. And it is using elements from gingerbread prints, I'm sorry. And it is, let me get the book and I can show you. Gingerbread prints. And it is out of this journal book here. And this is by Lisa Wang. And she has the company called the Gingerbread Prince. And she does have a YouTube channel as well. So I've got several of her books that I will be showcasing in the days and months to come. So this is one from her book. This is one that I did a video on called Saving Mr. Mouse. And I showed you how to get the mouse in her arms, how to get his body to show underneath as well as up above. So if you want to see that technique and see how we accomplish that, you can actually watch that video. Here's another one from the fall series of Maremi Small Art Collage books. This one was called Thanks November, or no, it was called November Ember. I am not remembering. But anyhow, there is a video on this. I'll remember its title here in just a bit. And if not, there is a video on it. This one was called Christmas Stars, where I played with some darker blues and tans Christmas papers, as well as some snow grid screen elements that I had a full sheet, but I cut it up into 4 squares. There's a video on that as well. This one was called Cloud Town. This is out of the Winter Books by Maremi Small Art, Marta Lepkowska. So I created this page and did a video on it. So you'll get to see how I did the multiple layers, as well as the side layers, the crinkling up of the music notes, and making clouds out of cotton. So you get to see all that in that video. This one was Red Riding Hood. And so it had fairy tale imagery as well as words, pictures, and I had a fun time building that. So I don't know if any of you are familiar with the fairy tale, Little Red Riding Hood. This one here is called Moon Rising. And there is a video on the creation of this one. And then I showcased part of this one because I started it as a personal de-stressing journal page. But when I got to a certain point, I thought people are probably going to want to see me play with these watercolors because I've never used watercolors before. So these elements here are a mixture of inks and water. And the inks I used are regular ink pads as well as Distress Oxide and water, as well as some watercolor inks that I've got, or paints. So this one you got to see halfway through. And that's where I left off. Now, because of this big gap in this journal, I may do single page filmings. I may overlap with some papers to cover this gap. I have not yet decided. So that was the last one that I did there. And then, of course, the newest one that I showed you in the very beginning, which was the memories that I did on this brand new sketchbook that I received as a gift. So thank you so much for coming along with me on this journey of a flip through what I've been up to, what I started with in the very beginning. And I have a new project coming up probably in the next day where I will build a homemade tag, if you will. It's going to be huge. And it's going to have this young lady here with all sorts of blues and aquas, blacks, and gilded jewelry. Yes, gilded jewelry. So come back, subscribe so you can see my next venture. But this will go with my family secret Santa gift for the person that I drew. So you'll get to see me build this tag in all its glory. So come back, subscribe, and give me a like and let me know whether or not you like this type of content. If you would like me to go in a different direction. If you appreciate what I do, thank you so much, and I will see you on the next one.